evening, sir. You have your license and insurance.
I'm going to reach for it.
Yeah, fine, go ahead. Where are you coming from today?
I don't answer questions.
Okay. Well, the reason I'm stopping you is because your license plate light is out, okay? You don't have the actual physical copy with you?
State law just says I have to exhibit.
Thank you, sir. Everything correct on here?
I don't answer questions.
Okay, I kind of do need to know that you still live here, though, okay? That's part of the law, that you have to reside where your license is. That's all I need to know.
Oh, the law also says that in the Fifth Amendment that I don't have to self-incriminate myself.
Then that's fine. That's totally fine. So do you have insurance with you?
If you just flip over that paper.
Okay.
I think that actual paper there might be expired, but the policy is still good.
Okay, you don't happen to have the newer one with you?
I could get it on my phone.
Yeah, if you don't mind, please. Mr. Lagergren?
Yes.
I'm going to ask, I'm sure you're going to say no. Would you be willing to provide your phone number for the citation?
915 781
Uh-huh.
4330.
4330. Okay. You're going to get cited just for the defective equipment, okay? Just the license plate light. Here's your license back. Would you mind just rolling down your window just a little bit more so I can press you the citation? Okay. You can have a court date. It's going to be January 31st. I scratched out 18 because it's 19 now. Got to get used to it. You can have a court date. It's going to be at $9,600 between these times right here or these times right here, okay? Signing is not an admission of goods. Just promising you're going to appear in court or take care of it, okay? Change your signature at the very top, please.
Could I ask one question before I sign? Did you put the statute number on there?
No, I did not.
Would you mind doing that for me?
I don't have to, sir.
I believe the Sixth Amendment allows me to have proper notice of charges.
And I'm giving you the proper notice. Defective equipment license plate, okay? It's transportation code.
All I'm asking for is the actual statute number.
Okay, you can get that once you leave here. You can get that with the judge, but I'm giving you what the exact violation is. I don't have to give you the exact transportation code. Okay, I'm giving you the court date. I'm giving you the location, the times. Again, signing is not a promise of guilt. That you're promising you're guilty. It's just promising you're going to appear in court.
I'm sorry, I understand 95% of what you said, but I do disagree. I believe that the Sixth Amendment requires that you notify me which statute I've triggered a violation of.
Okay, and I already let you know what it was, sir. It's a transportation code, defective equipment, license plate light. Your license plate has to be visible at more than 50 feet. It's not even illuminated, so obviously it's not visible.
I'm not disputing that. What I'm saying is that when you say transportation code, I would like you to write down in there which exact statute I've triggered a violation of.
That's fine. I'm not going to do that for you right now, okay, sir?
No?
I've done enough of what I need to do. Just need your signature at the very top, okay?
Are you aware of the Sixth Amendment?
Yes, sir. I am aware of the Sixth Amendment.
Okay, because the proper notice is required.
Okay, I am giving you a proper notice, sir.
I disagree,
Okay?
but...
The courts will give you the actual everything once they send you the violation and everything like that, once you meet with the judge, okay?
All right. Where do I sign?
At the very top, sir, right where the X is. All right. Do you have any questions for me, sir? Already?
Well, I guess my only other question is this retaliation for me videotaping the police?
What retaliation? So the only reason I stopped is because you were driving about 20 miles below the speed limit. My job is to look for intoxicated drivers, okay? So that's usually a sign that you're intoxicated, not completely in itself, but sometimes. So I did follow you for a little bit, noticed that your license plate light is out. I stopped you just to make sure, make you aware that your license plate light is out, and also just for my investigation to make sure you're not intoxicated, okay? That's just what I'm doing.
I understand.
Okay?
Yeah.
Here's a copy of your citation. Wherever you're going, get there safe, okay, sir?
One last question.
Yes,
what is your name and badge number?
It's going to be on there, Officer Puentes, okay? And my badge number is right next to it, okay?
Would you mind saying it?
It's 2845, sir.
2845. Okay. Thank you for your
Wherever
service.
you're going, drive safe, sir.
Yep.
So that's going to be the statute, sir. 552.005. Okay?
Okay.
That's it for me, sir.
Actually, officer, if you don't mind, since Officer Mendoza didn't put my statute number on my citation, I would like to request that you do. Or some officer does.
No, I just put the, I put on the letters. This is gonna be the citation. Crossing where prohibited.
Yes, I understand,
And that's
but
what it is.
this section
I
here,
just told
that,
you, we're not required to put it in there.
oh, you're not?
No.
Because wouldn't that be a form of notice for a person who's alleged of a crime, that they would be notified of the entire statute that they're alleged of violating?
As a Texas citizen, according to the Code of Criminal Procedure, you have the right to demand the nature and cause of the accusation. In other words, to know what you are being charged with. According to the Code of Criminal Procedure, you also have a right to have a copy of the written charges.
No, and you can dispute that in court.
Okay.
If you want to, okay?
Well,
You have a great night, sir.
I didn't mean to offend you by this.
But thank you.
Yeah.
Okay?
Thank you for your service, officer.
You're welcome, sir.
And what is your badge number again?
2069.
2069?
Yes, sir.
Thank you for your service, officer.
The rule of law matters in all kinds of different ways. It's the foundation of what gives people the confidence to be able to speak their minds, for instance, knowing what the rules are in advance and they won't be punished by the government for what they say. And what we see when we look around the world today is that countries that have the rule of law tend to be richer and freer than countries that don't.
The constitutional principle of the rule of law means that we live under known and settled laws that were established in a system that is open for all to see. Like many constitutional principles, many take this idea for granted. We know that our laws are stable and that the rules of the game cannot just suddenly change. As John Adams said in 1776, the true idea of a republic is an empire of laws and not of men. Rules cannot be discarded or laws enacted on one person's whim unless established legal processes are followed.
One of the things that's most interesting about the rule of law is that has emerged in history, is primarily a protection for the ordinary person. The rich and powerful have always had the ability, in some sense, to be able to manipulate the government for their own ends or find the loopholes in the law to protect themselves and that sort of thing. It's the common person, the person who doesn't hire the lobbyist, who doesn't have the ability to influence the government, that benefits most when the government protects the rule of law.
A look back at the way the Constitution was framed and ratified shows how committed Americans were to the rule of law. After flaws in the Articles of Confederation were identified, 12 of the 13 states sent duly appointed delegates.
All right, sir. Maybe you can step over here because I'm going to tell you.
Okay.
Read you your citation. Right now, you're going to get a Class C citation, okay? The offense is crossing where prohibited. So you can't cross there. It's like if you were crossing Montwood right then and there without the crosswalk. You understand that? Okay. Your court date is going to be December 17th, 2018, which is this year, between the hours of 7-11 or 1 to 3 at $9,600. Do you know where that's at?
I can find it.
Yeah, just Google it and you'll find it there. Okay. So the only thing I need you to do is signing on top. You're promising you are going to appear in court in this date. It's not an admission of guilt. So if you choose to fight it, you can fight it. Okay. Do you have any questions?
No, not
Okay. I mean, I don't mind recording, sir, but I'll tell you right now, if you're not following the law, then we're gonna stop it. Okay? It's for your safety and our safety as well.
Yeah, but you don't have to give me this.
I don't have to. I mean,
you have the choice.
I do.
Yeah.
I do have the choice. So I chose to give you one. All right. Do you have any other questions, sir? So again, if you're gonna record us doing traffic stops, just follow the law and don't cross the street where you're not supposed to. All right, sir. Just get ahead. Just gonna step on the sidewalk and you can record us or go home. Okay?
Individual rights and liberties are both in the U.S. Constitution and the Texas Constitution. Additional rights afforded to you as a Texas citizen are found in the Code of Criminal Procedure. In other words, the Code of Criminal Procedure rights complement the U.S. and Texas Constitution and in some cases afford more protection. The Code of Criminal Procedure states, in all criminal prosecutions, the accused shall have a speedy public trial. It also states, trial will be by an impartial jury.
This is the 14th Amendment of the Constitution. I'm not going to read the whole thing. I'm just going to read the first section. All persons born or naturalized in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof are citizens of the United States and the state wherein they reside. No state shall make or enforce any law which shall abridge the privileges or immunities of citizens of the United States, nor shall any state deprive any person of life, liberty, or property without due process of law, nor deny any person within its jurisdiction the equal protection of the laws. Any person within its jurisdiction cannot be denied the equal protection of its laws. To me, the 14th Amendment, especially this idea of equal protection under the law, is the whole enchilada for me. First of all, when you talk about protection, that implies that there must be a harm someplace that you're trying to protect someone from. That opens the door to have a whole discussion about reality. A lot of this stuff floats above reality. It's all abstract principle. But to have equal protection under the law means that you're going to have some permission for some activism from the government. You're going to have some permission to talk about inequality, unequal treatment, unfair treatment for they were contemplating African Americans, but they say everybody. So it doesn't say equal protection under the law unless you're a lesbian. It's not what it says. It doesn't say equal protection under the law unless you're African American. It's not what it says. It says if you're in the jurisdiction, you get equal protection under the law. That's radical. 10,000 years of human history, that's radical. And I think it's very, very important that we uphold the 14th Amendment. We talk about the First Amendment, we talk about the Second Amendment, we talk about sometimes the Fifth Amendment, but we don't talk about the 14th Amendment enough. Equal protection under the law.
We know from an early age that changing the rules in the middle of the game isn't allowed. The Code of Criminal Procedure adheres to the same concept, that the rules can't be changed during a criminal prosecution. Due course of law is basically the same concept as due process. It refers to procedural law. Procedural law is the process by which one is found guilty of a crime. The end goal of the Code of Criminal Procedure is that this procedural law be fair and consistent for all people. The Code of Criminal Procedure states, no citizen of the state shall be deprived of life. No citizen of the state shall be deprived of liberty. No citizen of the state shall be deprived of property. This includes your house and your possessions. No citizen of the state shall be deprived of privileges. No citizen of the state shall be disenfranchised. Disenfranchised means prevented from participating in the government. An example are Jim Crow laws that were passed in the 20th century designed to disenfranchise African Americans. None of these shall be taken away except by due course of law of the land. No one can be deprived of anything without due process of law. There must be a hearing, a trial, or a formal procedure for any of these things to be taken away. They can't be taken away arbitrarily. Finally, the formal procedure we use must be fair and consistent for all persons.
It's time, y'all. It's time. It's this thing that I'm holding in my hand, this telephone, this camera, it is quite powerful. Social media is powerful. We can do something with this. If we want to change, we can really, truly make it happen. You know, we sit out here and talk about, oh, we need the next so-and-so and this and that. No, you don't. No, you don't. Start in your own home. Start with you.